Look at the picture. See the skull. Visible Frankenstein controls. The Brain Thoughts broadcasting radio. The Frankenstein earphone radio. The latest new skull reforming to contain all Frankenstein controls.
Welcome back to Frankenstein Control, everybody. I was hey, that's a weird scream, and I was going to talk about that. I was listening to the John Mouse song "Too Much Money" in the car.
Oh my god, you were singing it when you were
when I came in.
On
my way over here, and it got to the point where, because that song, if you don't know what that song, it's a song by John Mouse, who is an insane person who puts a very loud, startling, discordant scream in the middle of that song during a quiet part. And I had forgotten how much was in the scream towards the end. I thought it was just wah!
He keeps it sustained. He's like,
yeah. And then like the version I had, he's like towards the end.
Oh my god!
It sounds like fucking Ren and Stimpy. Like, it's really funny. It was.
John Mouse is just a young Wilbur Cobb. That's what's gonna happen. He's gonna become Wilbur Cobb in his elder years.
Well, how have y'all been since last time?
Oh, well, since last time on Dragon Ball Z, I don't know. I got medicated allergy medicine. My life's been hopping.
That's good. That's real good.
What about you, Ada?
I've been losing weight and feeling good about it.
Hey, there she goes. Yes, that's right. You have been losing. You've been dropping.
That's excellent. That is most good. I have decreased the frequency of my exercises because of depression and exhaustion and just being really fucking tired all the time.
Yeah.
We sold my childhood home yesterday, which is a good thing because now Dad. I don't know why I'm bringing Boomer Dad Finance into the Frankenstein Control podcast.
Welcome to Frankenstein Control, where we talk about Boomer Dad Finance.
It's part of the lore.
Sure, but now he's happy, so that was a mildly good thing that will relieve some stress for us in the long run.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing that's changed since last time is I watched a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh! Hakusho. Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh,
Hakusho.
You're watching the Shugi now?
Yeah, we're watching the
far?
Shugi.
Yeah.
We just got to the part where Botan is now hanging out with him at school because he's officially a full-time spirit detective now.
Okay, so you're still pretty early.
We're still pretty early on, so we got to catch up to y'all, but we did start rewatching it. I think Lissa might be watching it for the first time, and I haven't watched it in so long and was never able to watch it consistently, as I probably said during our episode that we devoted to it.
Yeah.
So this is a really good refresher for me as well.
Yeah.
I really wish, and this is just an excuse for me to talk about a fantasy series I really like, but there's a book series called the Cradle Series, and I really wish I had been watching Yu-Gi at the time I started reading that series, because I would have loved to have the English voice for Botan as the headcanon voice for a character named Mercy in the Cradle Series.
The human voice Botan with a really terrible British accent.
Yeah.
Her on and off British accent.
Her on and off British accent, but it caps it.
She's got a nice voice, I'll say that much.
It's a cute
She's
voice,
got a
yeah.
cute, nice voice. It's just I like harping on the accent.
Yeah.
Because I'm a stickler for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's anime. It is what it is.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Lissa laughed really hard at my impression of Kuwabara, and then as I told Taylor minutes before we began recording, any impression that I do is my impression of Taylor's impression of that character.
Yeah.
So when she heard your Kuwabara recently, she lost her mind. And it was,
oh yeah, was that this weekend?
Yeah.
We were all hanging out on movie night, and I was just like, ugh, and Lisa was like,
I told you did a good Kuwabara. He's obviously best boy, although Kurama is a close second.
Oh yeah. This watch around, most definitely Kurama really jumped up in my characters that I like category. Kurama's great.
Yeah.
But Kuwabara
he's such a good boy.
Is
constantly
really
a good
good
boy.
too.
You want to scratch his ears?
A little bit. It's fine. When he turns into a 15-foot tall Sesshomaru, you're a long way off from there.
Yeah.
But I think you know what I'm getting
That's
at.
well within the realm of plausibility, so I'm not fazed by it in the slightest. In fact, I suspected it.
Yeah, all four of the characters in Yu Yu Hakusho are really fucking solid.
Yeah.
They are.
I've
They're
been
very different from each other, too.
Yeah, they're very different
Lot of
from each
variety.
other. A lot of variety. Like there's not this homogeneity that you sometimes get with ensemble casts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. Also, clearly the best character in the whole show though is George.
The ogre that is always with Koenma. His name is
Mr. Koenma, sir.
his name is George.
That's hilarious.
Like
I've seen that guy a couple times.
they don't even drop his name until
like after the Dark
yeah,
Tournament.
after the Dark Tournament arc. Like Koenma just calls him George, and he's like, "But boss said my name."
Aww. Every millennial's dream
is to be named by Koenma.
I guess. I mean, he's
to-
the son of God.
is to
He's
work.
Jesus.
He's oh no.
He's baby Jesus, tender and mild.
Oh man, I remember the first time they actually revealed fully what King Yama looked like in that show, and Jen wouldn't stop laughing and looking at me, and then looking at him, and then looking at me, and I'm like, Jen, stop.
King Yama looks a lot like Taylor.
That's funny. That's funny, and now I'm excited for that.
She was doing like the double take kind of thing where like,
Ada, we're on a podcast.
Yeah.
Nobody could see that.
yeah, no, you could hear that. You could hear me looking looking forward
put
and then
some
quickly
Hanna-Barbera
looking.
swish noises in there.
Yeah, you heard it.
Speaking of Hanna-Barbera characters, I have not one.
You're going to start being completely nude except for a collar and a tie?
Yeah, I mean, I was already gonna. Taylor. I'm dressed like that.
He's got.
Oh, fuck, you're right. I thought you were just shirtless, but there's your penis. Wow, look at that.
He's got to have a hat too.
A hat doesn't fit on. It doesn't fit super well with my long hair.
You could have
but-
a Yogi Bear hat, and then like a green Yogi Bear hat, and then a smaller Yogi Bear hat to put on your dick.
Sure.
I'm not saying your dick is small. I'm just saying
No,
the
no.
idea of a dick with a little hat on it is really
Yeah.
funny.
It's funny.
Yeah, it doesn't cover up the dick at all.
No,
it's it's an accessory.
It's just funny.
It's a dick accessory. What were you gonna say about Hanna-Barbera? I'm sorry to interrupt.
So I have not one, not four, but three. Three animated shows to discuss and recommend.
Holy fuck! We're
That's
getting
a
into
lot
it.
of shows.
We're getting into the big, thick meat of it, folks.
That's what I've been doing.
Meat with a Yogi Bear hat on top.
That's what I've been doing to distract myself from that there seasonal affective disorder.
Yeah.
Is we have been watching a lot of fun shows and having a good time. And I wanted to talk about these shows, but I didn't know what order to talk about them in. So this is the Hanna-Barbera is a good segue into the first one, which is Bird Girl.
Oh, is that like a Harvey Birdman
Harvey
sequel
Birdman
series? Really?
has a spin-off.
Wow, I didn't know that.
A spin-off successor series called Bird Girl, starring Bird Girl. And it's great.
Okay.
I watched the FBM told me about it like half a year ago, and just not having the bandwidth to like invest in a new show when I feel like I can barely move most days. I put it off watching it until now, but
Yeah.
it's really funny. They have all of like Judy is like the same voice as she was on Birdman, so they got like all the people back.
Oh, nice.
There is a new Mind Taker character named Meredith, the Mind Taker,
Oh my God.
who is possibly meant to. I've only watched the first like pilot episode, so I don't know the answers to some of these questions yet. But she's, I want to say, either Mentok's daughter or possibly Mentok themselves reconstituted in a female body. Because why wouldn't they have that ability?
Yeah.
It just makes sense.
I am Mentok, the gender taker.
Naturally, she still does the boo.
Yeah.
They get a lot of mileage out of that. The writing's a little bit different, but it's still really funny. It plays to the strengths that you're expecting with all of the really fast-paced, crazy shit going on in the background.
That show is like, I guess I never picked up on it when I watched it when I was a teenager, but like watching it as an adult, that show is so fucking fast.
It is.
Like it doesn't
blinding.
stop. It's
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt when I watched an episode of MXC recently too. Like that show moves a mile a minute too. Like what's happening? Are we getting to old?
Maybe.
Is that happen? Or were we just so young that like we were okay with missing a bunch of
Yeah, I guess we
It's-
just didn't pay attention as much.
Yeah,
I-
like it didn't matter that things are going a mile a minute because we're only only
Yeah.
absorbing half of it anyway.
It's
Yeah.
it's a great reason to rewatch shows for one thing, especially shows like that it's easy to rewatch. I also think it has more to do with the fact that the writers and producers of the show were people probably our age and with similar proclivities who wanted to cram as many jokes as possible into the 11-minute episode they had.
Yeah.
So that's probably why there's so much fast-paced stuff. But they kept that because the episodes are actually, at least the pilot was 22 minutes. So it's increased its length from the original Harvey Birdman shorts. But it still felt like... The pacing felt right.
Yeah.
And it was really funny. I enjoyed the episode I watched. I want to watch more.
I really need to get Jen to watch the original Harvey Birdman with me, because there's a lot of stuff in my just...
common parlance?
Yeah, my common parlance that is used a lot.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of times if I'm, like, really hungry, but it's not, like, an appropriate time to eat or something, I'm just like, I'm schwitzing for a Kaiser roll or something starchy.
It has a lot of great lines like that.
Yeah.
Bird Girl's also animated slightly differently. It has a similar art style, but it's animated slightly differently because Flash is dead. By necessity, because the original Harvey Birdman was done in Flash. And
Well, they have Adobe Animate now.
That's true.
They probably
it's the same program. They just have changed it.
They probably changed it up just because.
I know.
How does it look different? Describe it to me. I'll try and guess.
It looks a little more Art Nouveau, or it looks a little bit more Art Deco-y.
That's an interesting.
They do this weird thing where like the way they do the shading, like everyone has like a black upper lip.
Oh, interesting. Oh, that's kind of like a Bruce Timm approach.
So like closer to the style that they used on the opening.
A little bit. Not quite as
Dramatic.
Yeah. I almost said realistic, but that's not a word that applies to Harvey Birdman.
What do you mean it's not realistic for a superhero and a hippopotamus to be lawyers?
Actually,
Did you not get that thing I sent you?
I did get that thing you sent me. I got that thing he sent me. That weird cult to that one episode.
Okay. Is this what the show looks like?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. They're going the Archer approach. Is what they're doing. They're making it look. They're doing the rig based.
Okay.
It looks like Archer now. That's what it is.
Well, we'd have to see it move.
Okay, that's a good point.
But,
that's my guess. That's what, if it is rig based, you owe me
Yeah.
a peck on the cheek. How about that?
I'd rather not.
No, I mean from a bird.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
I
get
want
the
a
kookaburra.
large corvid bird to swoop in and peck my cheeks out like Sisyphus. That's not what happens to him. He rolls a boulder.
You're getting him confused with Prometheus, and it's a vulture that eats his liver every day.
Sisyphus pulling the rock up as a bird's ass. He's like, fuck off. Fuck off. Go get Prometheus.
Yeah, that's what they do to Sisyphus every so often to shake things up a bit. It's in a funny little bird his way.
Prometheus is just chained to his rock, and he's like, the bird's late today, and then a boulder just falls on him.
And it cuts to the thing from Harvey Birdman, the first series where the judge is trapped under the rock, and the periodic hello.
When you played Hades, how far did you get?
I think I beat Hades twice, and then just like trying to work my way up to like. The more I played it, the worse I was getting.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm just like, okay, maybe I just need to take a break. Because, like, you know, the more I'm playing this, the worse I'm getting. And usually that's a sign of, like, yeah, you need to take a break for a little bit.
Yeah.
And I did. And that break became indefinite.
Yeah. But you can... If you get your like relationships with a couple characters all the way up to max, they will give you a doll which represents a like special attack that you can do.
Are we talking about Kingdom Hearts still?
No, Hades. It's a game by
Supergiant,
right?
I know what Hades
Supergiant,
is.
yeah.
I know what Hades is. I'm aware of it.
Maybe it's Behemoth.
It's not Behemoth.
No, Behemoth is the Binding of Isaac people, right?
No. Well, they might have published it. Behemoth is all Newgrounds people. Like
that's what I mean. The Binding of Isaac is a Newgrounds game.
it was.
It's fuck. I think his name's Eric something.
Eric Andre.
I can't remember his full name, but he was definitely a Newgrounds guy. But it's
Tom Fulp.
It's not Tom Fulp. It's Eric something. But he was making Super Meat Boy and Binding of Isaac and all.
Yeah,
that
I know the guy you're talking
by
about.
himself,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, I know the guy you're talking about.
I don't think it was part of Behemoth. But what I was saying is that with certain characters, you get like these
In
special
Hades.
attacks. In Hades, you get close enough to Sisyphus, he'll give you a doll that lets you summon Boldy. and the attack is just like a shadow appears, and then wham, a boulder falls.
It's all of these.
It's awesome. Oh my
Just
god.
fucks Theseus up. It's so great.
It summons a rolling swarm of the perfectly spherical boulders from the Yellow Turban Rebellion in fucking Dynasty Warriors 4.
I fell into the trap of pursuing Dusa. And because her doll isn't.
I got everybody equally.
Her doll isn't that great.
Yeah, hers is definitely the worst.
Yeah, and you know what? I think they did that on purpose because they knew the most people would be like, "Marry me, you adorable creature," and they'd be like, "Yeah, everybody's gonna go for it, so let's give it the worst one."
Everybody wants the head.
Everybody wants head, so no head.
I lost my train of
What's the
thought.
other cartoon?
Oh!
You were watching Bird Coral?
So, yeah, there's
Yeah,
two
there's two
others.
more. You
There's two
dingus.
more. The second is the one I think we need to spend the least time on because it's the least complicated. But it's Steven actually told me to watch it years ago.
Steven Universe?
Oh,
No,
wow.
friend of the show, Steven.
Steven Universe?
Friend of the show, Steven
Yes,
Universe?
friend of the show, Steven Universe. Let's all go to therapy.
Steven Universe future.
Yes. No, he told me to watch J.G. Quintel's new show, which is Close Enough.
Oh, yeah.
And
That's not close enough.
It's just, I know, I was thinking that. It is just grown-up regular show, and that is not a bad thing. It is really funny.
Where literally the main character of the show is just J.G. Quintel.
Yes, exactly.
Like, that, like,
He
literally...
looks a little like me.
Like, literally, that is how he draws himself.
Yes.
You can see his college movies and shit, like
Yes.
his college animations and shit. That's just how he draws himself.
It is precisely that. It is precisely that. It is really funny. It is fast-paced. It has all of the, like, a normal premise goes to absolute hell in a very short period of time in a really whimsical way. That regular show did.
That's the best kind.
Only
Can they say fuck?
Yes.
They can say that. Wait,
there we go.
It's
can
basically
they
a
actually
regular
say
show.
fuck, or can they...
They swear up and down and show drug use and violence.
Now, do they say... I know they could say shit, because it's okay to say shit now on TV. You could say shit on TV.
I just asked him, do they say fuck?
Yeah, that's why I'm asking. I'm just setting the groundwork
No.
here, because can they say fuck could be taken as do they swear? You know what I mean?
Yes.
I meant it literally.
I am pretty sure they do.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they do. Not as often as they say shit, but they do. I'm pretty sure.
The show begins and it just JG turns to the screen and looks directly at you and goes, fuck.
Yeah. The several episodes that I have watched thus far of that show have been really funny.
Okay.
So that's definitely worth it, and it's just easy to sort of. It's a very of all of the shows I'm describing, that's the easiest one to just throw on to have something on.
Because it's I assume it's an episodic sort of thing, no investment.
No investment, no
prior connections. You don't need to know anything. Like
No
at least with
continuity.
Bird Girl, there was a series prior. You
Yeah.
don't need to watch it probably, but
No.
it would help.
Yeah.
no continuity in any of the episodes of Close Enough, so it's funny, and it has it shows you know what, I'll give it this, it actually shows a really realistic the characters are our age, so in their early to mid 30s, and the jokes are a little bit different because of that. They hit home a lot more, and they actually depict a realistic living situation instead of like the show where the person has a house because the show doesn't work unless the person has a house.
Like the Peter Griffin situation.
The Peter Griffin situation, they actually do like mention that they're living, like they live with another couple. And it's like because they can't afford to send their kid to a good preschool in like San Diego otherwise, and so it like addresses financial hardships and stuff in a quiet, realistic way that I think more shows are doing now, and I don't mind seeing it.
The Bob Burger effect.
Yes,
Which also
we're Portland.
I haven't watched as much Bob Burgers as I probably would have liked, just because at the time when all my friends were like, haha, Bob's Burgers am so great, I was also going through one of the hardest financial hardships of my entire life. And like literally 500% of that show, it revolves around financial trouble.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't need to be reminded
It's
of
not-
my own failures.
This is not a fantasy. This is what to indulge in.
It's not great to watch triggering things. There's
But
a
I'm
lot
in a
of
good spot now. I could probably watch it. I just don't have any time.
there's a lot of shows or episodes of shows that I will avoid for similar reasons, so I completely understand. The third show that I have been watching that has the most interesting art and animation style of the three.
This isn't Arcane again, is it?
No, it is not Arcane.
Oh my god.
Arcane is good if you can ignore the Imagine Dragons. That is the shitlord hipster snob in me that will not let that die.
Imagine dragging these nuts across your face.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, the mirth.
Put an audience cheering after that.
Onlookers booing.
Or that. Either or.
No, the third show is the new Aquaman show. I hadn't even heard of this until this has put it on.
There's an Aquaman show?
There is a new Aquaman show.
Really?
I don't know what it's called.
Is it a comedy?
I think it's called Aquaman. It is funny.
If it's not the Aquaman from Batman Brave and the Bold, I don't care.
It is not that Aquaman.
I don't care.
But it's
it's not because I might think that this show is bad.
It's just the Brave and the Bold Aquaman is the quintessential
best depiction of this character you can make, and it's so good. I would love to watch a series about that Aquaman, and anything that isn't that is just going to be.
Hang on, I gotta.
Brave and the Bold was such a fun show.
It was.
That was a really good show. Flew completely under the radar, despite having like way more episodes than you think a show that you assumed flew under the radar. But it had a lot more episodes than I thought it would.
Yeah.
And
So
good. I say good.
they take the more. He does not look like he does. He's not the classic blonde, the Aryan Aquaman of yesteryear, shall we say. He is modeled more off of the Jason Momoa Aquaman in the physical sense.
Okay.
However, it is a extremely not at all serious show.
Okay, we're already doing good.
It is extremely, like, I wouldn't use the term rubber hose, but you know how, like, Cartoon Network had a bunch of derivatives of Adventure Time, like art style wise, like that was just like a look that Cartoon Network had for a while.
Yeah, everybody. That was the art style at the time that everybody was calling the CalArt style.
Yes. Well, now
It's not CalArt style anymore.
It's not because whatever is popular now is the CalArt style.
Now
because
the
don't you see, if the CalArt style is animation style I don't like because I'm popular.
Yes.
And we can just continue moving the goalposts because I'm an inept, impotent nerd on the internet who can't think properly.
Yeah.
Now the CalArt style is sort of a Steven Universe derivative, kind of a very round shapes, round smiles, kind of.
And I thought the nail in the coffin of that was going to be, whatchamacallit? Thundercats Go. Or Thundercats Roar. Because a lot of people were complaining, about a lot of things about Thundercats Roar, but that was one of them, is that the round, people call it bean mouth.
Yeah.
I've heard it called a lot, which, like, hey, man, it is what it is. It's bean mouth. You got bean mouth.
So Aquaman is animated in a style that is sort of the marriage of that and Gonzo art. Gonzo art, you know, like, it's difficult to describe the aesthetic direction of the show.
Like the Great Gonzo?
No, I don't know. You know, like the fucking Rat Fink, like weird.
Oh!
It's not even like, but it's not
Okay,
grotesque.
okay.
It's not grotesque. I'm doing a terrible fucking job describing this art style. One of you people whose expertise, one of you people whose expertise is not the written word and guns, just look this up and describe this show. One of you who's
What is it called? Is it just
I don't know. Just look up new Aquaman show.
Fira, you're not helping.
I didn't look. I should have researched.
Stop
it more.
screaming.
Okay, let's have a look. Oh, okay. Okay, so this kind of has like an OKKO kind of look.
Yes, fuck, thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
God, see, that is, I could have solved everything by describing it that way.
Yeah, it's got that OKKO, like, it falls into the jurisdiction of, like, this is a show that has an art style designed from the ground up to make it easy for kids to draw.
Yeah.
Kids
However,
can draw these characters if they try real hard. At least some of the frames that I'm looking at.
now, I know next to nothing about Aquaman, like, lore, or really a lot of, like, DC stuff I don't really super know. So I don't know if any of the villains he fights on the show are, like, pre-existing characters.
I'm looking at it more. Like, this is kind of like a... you know what this is? This is a mix of OKKO and Mighty Magiswords.
That describes it a lot better.
Like, look at that.
That describes it perfectly.
Yeah,
That describes...
This picture
I
in particular.
I finally found it. Yeah.
that describes it way better than I was doing.
Okay.
I like his like seaweed algae hair.
Yeah,
Yes.
That's pretty good. I like that.
It is really funny. It is really, really fast paced, and there is a lot of really, really good, like,
Do they say fucking that?
I don't. I think it is language-wise. I think it is geared towards a more general audience.
Okay,
but it is
fair enough. That's
it
fair.
is. Put that picture on the screen so you can see it too. So it is really funny. It does not take itself seriously at all, and it has a lot of fast-paced. It's very self-aware. It has a lot of like fast-paced slapstick. It has a lot of really good facial humor that where like somebody gets hit in the face, and then for a split second before the shot changes, their face looks fucking hysterical, like that kind of like. Humor.
Okay, this sounds like ADD bullshit that I like.
It's ADD. It's absolutely ADD.
I think
bullshit.
I might be interested in it. Then.
It is.
Who voices Aquaman?
Somebody I've never heard of before. It does not have any voice actors.
Ooh, it's got like a cast of nobodies.
It has a.
Okay.
Why is your mouth all purple, man?
I don't know.
Why is your mouth all purple? You see B-Rye's purple mouth?
I don't have a. Maybe I'm suffering from.
What are you talking about?
B-Rye has a purple mouth.
No,
Maybe I'm suffering from cyanide poisoning. I don't know. Don't take a picture of my mouth.
I'm gonna take a picture. I'm gonna.
Sorry, folks.
I gotta go.
We've got a class 1 purple mouth.
I gotta get to the. Wait, open your mouth, dude. Oh wow, it's just the lighting. I'm sorry. It's the lighting of the room. It made your mouth look really. It made it look like you were eating grape candy.
It made it look like I had an Art Deco black upper lip, shading, like I was drawn by Bruce Timm, and my shoulders couldn't fit through the door. My trapezoidal body had angles too sharp.
Yeah, all the doors in Bruce Timm's universes are shaped like Doritos.
Well, how are the ladies gonna fit through?
Okay, they're all shaped like hourglasses, but with like a continuation at the bottom.
Yeah.
But they're really wide hourglasses.
I was gonna say more about Aquaman, and now I don't remember what it was. It was so there's a villain. I don't know much about like the
Black Manta.
No, I don't know much about the
Dirty Bubble.
No, but there's one called like on the show. He fights a Russian guy named Pyotr Mordakov, and I'm not sure if that is an actual Aquaman villain.
It probably is. None of us are experts on Aquaman lore.
But
sure.
I'm pretty sure they deliberately made him look Trump-like.
Oh my god!
And he gets the shit kicked out of him. And he just is funny, and they have a lot of shots of his tiny little hands and his dumb little face, and it's great.
You know, it's funny though because I'm probably gonna see this guy at some point. I'm gonna be like, wait, this guy B-Rye said looks like Trump, and it's just gonna be like a fat guy with small hands and a small face. And now because we live in the world we do, any cartoonish depiction of a fat guy with small hands and a small face is instantly Donald Trump now.
Yeah.
That's just the rules of the road. The law of where we live.
Oh, so apparently he is a pre-existing.
That's what I thought.
Villain. Oh, another thing is Ocean Master is a long-standing like Aquaman foe in the comics, and in this he's wacky as shit, and he's voiced by Dana Snyder. So he sounds like Master Shake.
I'm coming for you, Aquaman.
That's exactly.
I'm coming through on a large ocean because I am the Ocean Master.
That might be straight up just a cut and pasted line from the show, delivered precisely that way. So I lied. There is one voice actor who I recognized immediately, and it was Dana Snyder. And if you have to have somebody that you recognize immediately, he's not a bad one to have.
Might as well be Dana Carvey. You're right.
It might as well be someone that you're like, this is. This is probably a funny show if Dana Snyder agreed to be on it.
Yeah.
True. That's true. With this whole, the advent of Birdgirl, and then especially now hearing about the Aquaman thing, I'm going to go ahead and say it, and nobody's going to like me for saying it, but here we go. With that, all that, and Harley Quinn, the animated Harley Quinn show.
Which is good.
I think that's just where superhero shit has been going. Is just, let's take superhero settings and then make comedy cartoons about them. Oops! Teen Titans Go was right all along. Uh-oh!
No, see, I think what had happened is, and just hear me out here, so, we had the fucking...
And I am not a fan of that show, but,
No, it sucks. It's not a show. But
I've seen some episodes. It got some laughs out of me.
Does.
But I'm not gonna fucking drop everything and watch an episode.
Exactly, it's good for what it is.
I was hanging out with my niece and nephew, and I saw an episode. I'm like, this is actually kind of funny. It's all right.
It's good for what it is. You know exactly what it is. I appreciated.
I don't take it as a personal affront. I'm not insulted by it because I'm like, first off, I have the old Teen Titans series that I could just go back to. It's fine. Second of all, I watched the old Teen Titans series. I went back to it, and it's kind of rough, buddy.
Yeah.
You got your good memories about it. That's what you got. If you go back and watch it, it's not exactly Oscar material.
I think that's why people are angry that Teen Titans Go is a thing, is because they had a series, and they never finished it. So it's like, here's new Teen Titan content. It's like, is it finally gonna like finish up?
Okay, you got.
Is it finally gonna finish the story?
No. Hell no.
The trend you were describing, Taylor, I think has more to do with the fact that they tried to make like super serious, grim dank superhero movies. You know, they had The Dark Knight in 2008,
and didn't work out too.
Well, it very quickly. People are like, the world is shitty enough. I don't want enough. Like, I want these lighthearted stories to distract me from the shittiness instead of add to the shittiness. And just it just became a very quick cliche to have grim dank, super serious.
But there was the new Justice League that came out last year. The D. Snyder cut.
I still haven't watched that.
But no, like, and that did gangbusters. Everybody fucking loved it.
That's because it was a remaster of a thing that already sucked. And they're like, here's the version that doesn't suck.
That doesn't suck as much.
Yeah. I have not seen that because I'm just not really interested in that whole IP.
Yeah.
I saw the original Justice League, and I'm like, no matter fix it can fix this.
I only watch Batman for the villains. If friggin' Firefly is not in there, I'm not interested. Or Killer Croc, at least. Killer Croc's my boy, Firefly's my boy.
Oh, okay, yeah, sorry. That got super fucking...
The jetpack arsonist.
Yes. No, he is. He's the jetpack arsonist.
It's literally exactly what he is.
It's just as a funny summation character. He's a jetpack arsonist.
He's the Pain from Metal Gear Solid 3.
No, he's the Fury from Metal Gear Solid.
Sorry, yeah, that's right.
The
Pain is the guy with the bees.
Oh, remind me of that for our next episode, because I have something else to talk about with that.
Speaking of next episode, it's right around the corner.
Oh my god. Wait, jeez, it's gigantic.
Oh God.
Fuck, look at its eyes.
Now even you know I am a menace. I hand you the secrets to save the entire human race and the entire universe.